Happy Monday. This is the week that I have a little gift for everyone who's having a birthday this year. The description should be in the description underneath. Remember this song? Gentle on My Mind by John Hartford. I remember those parties out his home overlooking the Cumberland River, where he was a riverboat captain. And he played banjo. He'd play something like that. Well, this week I've got some fun stuff. Probably the most jaw-dropping performance of all-star guitar nights. Frank VIgnola. We'll play that in a little bit. And yeah, a few things to share with you. And I also had a request for a tremolo piece. I put out a tremolo tutorial, which is now just released on my website, that teaches that right hand technique. And there was a tune that I wrote using that. Well, actually, I didn't write it. I co-wrote it with Beethoven. That's right. Great co-writer. So, yeah, we go way back, Beethoven and I. But I was asked to do a guitar orchestra arrangement of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. This is when I just moved to Nashville. And it was my first big project there. Phil Keggy helped me with the kind of rock part at the end, but it kind of went through all different styles. And it was, as I was listening to it and kind of researching this piece and arranging it, there was one part that really intrigued me. It was just a little passage that was played by the horns just before the big joyful, joyful chorus comes in. And then the horns kind of went do 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 dum ba-dum, and I took that and slowed it way down, changed it to the key of G, put it in a drop G tuning, and turned it into a tremolo piece. And so this is how it turned out. This is a Prelude to Joy, and a couple things after this too. That's right. That last note, my hands are small, so I actually got that with the side of my thumb, if you noticed that, so that I could reach the harmonics here with my pinky. A couple little tricks in there. And I just broke the first rule of my tremolo tutorial is I had broken this fingernail, so my fingernails are not the same, all the same height. So as you can see there, so the fingernails really should be the same length for the tremolo, but we worked around it anyway. And yeah, if you want to play with that. But I remember when we were doing that concert. This was for the finale of the Dove Awards. This is what we were doing, this big show with the Prelude to Joy. And I'm seeing all these hellos. I'm going to take my glasses in a minute and, and read some greetings from you. Well, let me tell this story first. That it was one of those shows that, like, everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong with this. But finally, it came off at the end, and we had turned to. We had rehearsed all day with all these guitarists from all across the country and in all different styles, and they'd flown in this rock guitarist that they wanted to feature to do the rock part, and the rock solo that happens at the end, where it kind of picks up and gets real exciting. And after when I was up there, and I had John Darnell conducting so that I could play in there, and John turned to conduct and to bring in the big solo, he went like this, and the guy was not there. He had gone out back to take a smoke, and for his one performance, and so the harmony players were still there, so it was just the harmony part, and the lead was missing from that. So, and then the other thing that happened is I was doing a featured tune for the lady who won the Female Vocalist of the Year, and so it was this kind of Latin tune, and so they had me up there, center stage with her, two spotlights on, and the stagehand came and brought my music stand, and we go like this to start, and I realized the music was upside down on the stand, and so I played it from memory, but for the first time ever there. But that was another one that, fortunately it somehow went off, and somehow I remembered it in the last minute. But life on the road, well, here, let's give some greetings, and we have a bunch of happy birthdays. Yes, thank you. And we have other people who have birthdays this week as well. Thank you, John and Tim. Marlene, good to see you. Yes, we are celebrating this week. I asked Brian if he would take the sailboat out and we could sail someplace. And so that's my druthers for our birthday celebration. Maybe get a nice bottle of wine and some cheese and sail someplace. So that's my plans. And let's see. Okay, merci. Thank you. And oh yes, Elias and Marty. Oh yes, my Sam Ash music hat here. We were out on the water just a little bit, and yeah, first time just going out to the ocean to try to catch a fish, which we were unsuccessful at this time, and so I'm very cash today. And hey Tex, and thank you from Montana. And let's see, yeah, birthday is still coming up. So, and I got one birthday present so far from my parents, some lovely tea, and I have a birthday card I have yet to open. Maybe I'll open it on air, we'll see. But the other thing I was going to tell you, last week I wrote a song just that the day I did Monday Live, and I have to tell you, I wrote another song this morning, and just finished up the lyric about a half hour ago. So I don't know. Do you want me to do it? It's not really ready for prime time, so this is in process. So let me know what you think if I should do the new one. And I kind of hate to do it after listening to Frank VIgnola because he just kind of takes blows everything out of the water, and it's kind of hard to follow. I have to say, there's not a lot of things I think that are hard to follow, but Frank is, oh, what do you do after that? And so we're having some more birthday greetings come in, so thank you. Here, let's have a little bit of Frank VIgnola. This is from All Star Guitar Night. Oh yeah, wasn't that amazing? And that was Joe Ascione on the percussion, the brushes, as you were commenting, brushes on the djembe, right? And they called themselves the Frank and Joe Show for a while. And Gary in the back, Bunny had mentioned, she saw, yeah. So that was a band that Frank had. Oh gee, what year was that? That All Star Guitar Night, was it 2002 or something? It was a while back. Uh, and just incredible playing. And we have a few people saying yes. Here, Tex and Buddy and Rob say yes, play the tune. I don't know. It's like, okay, that's three. I'll play for you three. Um, but anyway, just amazing work. And I heard from Frank today. He wasn't able to conference in, but maybe we can have him as a guest sometime. And so if you think that would be great, we'll see if we can, pull on his shirt sleeve a little bit and get him to come on as a guest. And I am thinking about trimming back on Monday Lives, maybe doing it once a month instead of every week. So, let me know your thoughts on that, and we can, just have some, a little bit more R&R time then. It's a lot of work really to put these together. It takes a lot of time, more than you would think, because there's always something different to contend with. Next week, in fact, we're going to have a guest from Switzerland. We're logging in directly from Switzerland live, and that's going to be Lucas Brunner, who makes the folding harp guitars. And he'll have some friends playing those instruments as well, so that's going to be very cool. He also built my Muriel trebles, the attachable super trebles, so don't miss next week for sure. All right, let's see what. Let me see. Okay, Bunny says to compromise with every other week. Okay, well we'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are like that. Okay. So. Yeah, it would be great to have Frank on one of these times. Well, anyway, never fear. Next week will happen. We'll, kind of toss that idea around a little bit. So this is a guitar that Brian got at. Let's see, he's not here. He was here a moment ago. He got this as a part of a fundraiser for an organization in Florida that teaches music to kids, underprivileged kids, and gets them instruments. And so this is Brian's guitar, and I just thought this one would sound nice with a steel string. So keep in mind this is still in process, and I was putting together my sailing album of sailing tunes. And I've recorded quite a few of those. And there was one tune called Sailing to Yesterday. And on that one, I had brought in Andrew Hay, who's singing the vocal there. And I have Ariana Kapp playing the bass on that. And I think it was... I added percussion too, and Danny Gottlieb on drums, and so I said something still wasn't right, and I kept on thinking, what wasn't right with this? Finally, I realized it's the song. I just didn't like the song. I didn't like my lyrics. I didn't like my melody, and I kept on trying to make it work because it's something I really wanted to say. I really felt like we were sailing back into yesterday. The further into Maine we sailed, further along the coast, it just felt like we were going back in time, literally. And it's something I wanted to say, so I figured, okay, I'll scrap the entire song and just leave that one line, "Sailing to Yesterday," and now it's a whole different song. I'll pull up the lyrics here. And and I can't sing the regular lead, so I'll sing like the harmony on some parts. So I'll be kind of going back and forth a little bit, but you get the idea, maybe. So. are packed in the chest, except for some biscuits and rum. One is for Neptune and we'll take the rest. God willing, the seas don't roll over us. Sailing to yesterday, leaving today. As soon as the tide starts falling, then outgoing currents will carry us away. Sailing to yesterday once again. Her bow is now ready and pointed to east, prevailing winds on our side. Then back to the way that life used to be. We rely on the wind and the sea. Sailing to yesterday, leaving today. As soon as the tide starts falling, then outgoing currents will carry us away. Sailing to yesterday once again. We should be coming to Haven now. There through the mist is a harbor. Fishermen loading their traps in the dawn, same as their fathers before them. Sailing to yesterday, leaving today. Soon as the tide starts falling, then outgoing currents will carry us away. Sailing to yesterday once again. Every small village we reach on the shore seems older than the village before. Further down east, old English is spoke, and there is no lock on the door. Sailing to yesterday, leaving today. Soon as the tide starts falling, then outgoing currents will carry us away. Sailing for yesterday once again. Leaving the cares of today on the shore, leaving the carousel spinning. Listen to old men, remember the lore. The story starts at the beginning. Sailing to yesterday, leaving today. As soon as the tide starts falling, then outgoing currents will carry us away. Sailing to yesterday, bound for Maine once again. Well, I hope you like that. And the really needs to be sung with a man's voice. So I need to find the right voice for that. If you have some ideas of who could be a sailorly singer for that, maybe I'll call Andrew again. We'll see. Oh, Bunny says they like it. Okay, good. We got some good comments. Let me see. Yeah, it does. I like to have a song about that, about that whole concept of sailing back in time. And there's a little play on words, if you noticed, sailing to yesterday, leaving today. Well, you're actually leaving today and going back to yesterday. So let's see, and let's see, we've got, oh, good. Thank you, Bunny, for that. And this is, yes, it is a sunflower guitar of sorts. Thanks, Tex. This was painted by an artist in magic marker, actually, on the guitar. This is magic marker art. And fun. Brian took this guitar to the Bahamas with him, so he'd have an instrument there. And it still plays after all that humidity, right? So fun to have that. This is his beach guitar, as he calls it. And oh, I'm seeing some more comments. Thank you. You like the new song? I think it has promise. I think it's saying what I want to say in a better way than the old "Sailing to Yesterday." And so that's what I plan to do this week. Sail back to yesterday, and I don't know where we'll sail. East, I hope. So east a little ways, maybe Block Island. Say that might be fun. Yes, Mason Williams does a sunflower song. We learned that, we went through a little bit of that in our guitar class. That's right, when we had Mason sitting in. Well, let me show you something that happened this week. Brian took his drone up. Our next door neighbors have an osprey nest right over there, and the osprey seemed to be busy with something, so he decided to take the drone up and stay high enough so it wouldn't disturb them, and then with a camera go in. Let's see if you can see this. So there's the osprey nest, and they have a couple little chicks that they're feeding right there. So, and I had no idea that when they catch the fish, they beak feed it. I guess you can't say hand feed it. You know, the chicks, and it looks like both the male and the female take turns feeding the chicks. Well, it's just an angle I've never seen. These ospreys, it's amazing to see them fishing in the morning. They just, swoop down, and then before you know it, they're carrying this fish, and they carry it always carry it head first, so it's aerodynamic as they're flying. And if they catch it the other way, they'll turn it around before they'll just take off. And so you always see them flying with the fish in its talons head first, and then bring it to the nest. So just an amazing little piece of nature to see. So glad we were able to share that with you. Well, I think we are nearing the end of our broadcast today. We got a big bit tomorrow. Do remember, if you want to go to the website, use the code BDAY, and then that'll get you free sheet music. I've got that tremolo piece, Prelude to Joy, or $6 off anything there if you wanted the tremolo course or a Father's Day gift, who knows. All right. So anyway, that would make me happy. That would make Pamela happy to see you popping in and enjoying some of that. Okay. And yes, thanks Marlene. Yeah, the osprey is so cool. Joshi, yeah, they are just such neat birds. And Tex thinks it should be the second Monday of the month if I do one per month, so that July and September don't get confusing. Okay, all right. All right, there's some thinking ahead. Okay. And anyway, thanks for the greetings, and I'm going to bring you out with a little bit of Seymour Duncan, and this is from All-Star Guitar Night together with James Burton. And if you remember, James Burton was Elvis's guitar player. And Jerry Donahue's in here. Let's see, Dave Pomeroy is playing the bass on here. And I don't know who the drummer and the keyboard player are. If you recognize the drummer and keyboard player, let me know on this. So this is from, again, quite some time ago. And just a fun moment at All-Star Guitar Night, doing the King Blues. Probably dedicated to, and that's the wrong one, dedicated to the King, dedicated to Elvis, I imagine. So, well, this is it, isn't it? It's the other one. Well, let's listen to this one first. This is Noki Edwards. Hey, why not? That's a happy mistake. It's fun to sing Noki. Wow. Hey, well, that was a nice little way to end off this Monday Live. And there again, if you recognize the drummer and the keyboard player, let me know. I guess we'll save the James Burton one for another Monday. So we'll do a James Burton and Seymour Duncan for another Monday. I'll pull that one up, and I think we have dinner on the horizon here very soon. So long, and we'll see you next week.